was just telling me something really crazy over the last couple of days as to why it takes so long sometimes for God to bring your husband. If you're new here, I'm Kathy, and I talk about positioning and preparing your heart to receive the husband that God has for you, and also how to discern if that man is from the Lord or not. Really quick backstory, I met my husband back in 2022. In 2023, we established that we like each other, but God had told me he was my husband even before we started dating, through dreams, through people pulling me aside and telling me he is my husband, like that we're gonna be married, that we have the same heart's purpose. Now I help other women like you discern if the man you're talking to is your husband or not. The biggest things I hear all the time in my DMs, two biggest things actually, is the first thing is, God told me they're my husband, but there's been no movement. What do I do? And two is, why is God taking so long? Where is my husband? And the Lord has just been ministering something to my heart for the last 3 days. And I have been waiting to tell you guys because of the whole New Year's and Christmas. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hold back before I tell you guys. It's because God is teaching you to love. Hold on a second. I promise you I'm going to make sense. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13 that love is patient. And, I was watching It Ends with Us last week, and I was like kind of looking at the difference between Ryle, which is the abusive partner, and the difference between Atlas, which is like the patient, the partner that we all know they're going to be together in the end. And the Lord was just speaking to me about how Atlas was so patient with her. When you look at Ryle, he was like, we need to have our first kiss. Like, I want to be in bed with you. Like, let's go get married. Just really quickly, they eloped and everything. And you just see that it was just this fast type of romantic relationship, whereas the other one was super patient and slow and took years to progress. That's not to say that like all relationships take 10 years to progress, but love is patient. If you are in a season of waiting, it's because God is developing in you love, because love is patient. He's making you wait, and he's being patient, and he's not testing your patience, but he's prolonging the time just because it teaches us a form of love that maybe we didn't know before. And so if you are waiting for your person, have that perspective of, okay, it's taking a little bit longer than I would like, but that's because love is patient, and I have to be patient right now. So I hope this helps, and we'll talk soon.